assignment was to study Gilbert and Sullivan's HMS Pinafore. Did you like it? Did you understand it? Here comes the biggie. Did you read it? Margot?
Mrs. Banks, last night there was a special 2-hour Incredible Hulk.
Of course, how silly of me. Why read a classic when you can watch a big green man rip his pants? Well, did anybody read it?
I did.
Well, flip you fish.
At least I can read something besides Little Lulu comics.
Suck eggs.
Who do you think you're talking to, you little twerp?
Ladies.
I'm talking to you, Goldilocks.
Ladies! And I use that term loosely. Why don't we just whip into I Am the Monarch of the Sea? Now, you all have your lyric pages, and this time we're going to do it with music. I am the monarch of the sea, the ruler of the Queen's Navee, whose praise Great Britain loudly chants, and we are his sisters and his cousins and his aunts, and we are his sisters and his cousins and his aunts, his sisters and his cousins and his aunts. Good! When at anchor here I ride, my bosom swells with pride, and I snap my fingers at the foeman's taunts. And so do his sisters and his cousins and his aunts, and so do his sisters and his cousins and his aunts, and so do his sisters and his cousins and his aunts, his sisters and his cousins who we recognize as cousins and his aunts. That was terrific! Let's see the Incredible Hulk top that. Why don't we do it again? I mean, when you're hot, you're hot.
Well, and when you're not, you're not.
Mr. Foley.
Mrs. Banks, please hold it down. When you sing so loudly, I get a headache.
And so do his sisters and his cousins and his aunts. Girls, I understand completely. And so do his sisters and his cousins and his aunts. You knock it off.
Mrs. Banks, take the HMS Pinafore and sail it into dry dock. Watch it.
I'm sorry, Mr. Foley. Well, Meredith, how nice of you to join us.
I'm sorry I'm late, Mrs. Banks, but I have a really good excuse.
Oh, I can't wait to hear it.
I've been talking to Jennifer.
Meredith, a good excuse would be, I've been talking to the President of the United States. A really good excuse would be, I've been talking to God. I've been talking to Jennifer is a gutter ball.
Wait till you hear what she told me.
It doesn't matter what she told you.
She told me one of the teachers here is going to be fired.
She told you what?
She said that due to cutbacks in the budget, one of the teachers is going to be fired.
That is just so ridiculous. I'm not even going to dignify it by asking where she heard it. Where'd she hear it?
From the cook, who heard it from Elmo, the gardener.
Elmo the gardener?
Yeah, he was pruning the bushes outside the trustees' meeting when he heard them all vote to fire one of the staff.
The name.
Elmo didn't get that.
You're such a nerd. What am I doing? I mean, this is ridiculous.
But Mrs. Banks, it's true.
Now, Meredith, you should know better than to spread a rumor that could affect someone's livelihood, especially when that rumor began with some strange little man who talks to his weed eater.
But suppose it is true. Aren't you worried?
No, I'm not going to believe a silly rumor until I hear it from a sound and reliable source.
Dorothy, did you hear the news? One of the teachers is going to be fired.
Now, I believe it.
How could the Board of Trustees fire one of the teachers just to balance the budget?
Yeah. If one of our salaries would make a difference, they couldn't be off more than $5 or $10.
I still can't believe it's true.
It's true. I heard it straight from the horse's mouth.
Mr. Foley?
No, Elmo. And it happened just the way Meredith said Jennifer said the cook said Elmo said it did.
And we thought it was only a rumor.
Then one of us is going to be fired.
Lorna, save your sniffles. If one of the faculty members is going to be fired, it's got to be me.
Oh, no, Dorothy, they wouldn't fire you.
But, Jack, I am the newest. And you know the rule. The last one hired is the first one fired.
Not necessarily. It could just as easily be me. I've got the science department way over budget.
Well, if they are considering cutbacks, your department is the most expensive.
My gosh, it really could be me.
Isn't that what you just said?
Yeah, but I only said it so Dorothy wouldn't feel so bad about getting canned.
You're all heart, Jack.
Well, neither of you need to worry. I'm probably the one they'll dismiss.
You? You've been here forever. I didn't mean exactly forever.
Well, you're right. I have been teaching French at Hannah Huntley forever. Pour toujours, toujours. And they always pick the person who's closest to retirement.
Now, that's just silly.
No, it isn't. My dismissal would make the largest cutback because I've been here longest, and my salary is more than either of yours.
I didn't know you made more than we did.
Oh, my, yes.
Oh, I see. Well, in that case, just between us friends, how much more do you make?
Oh, it doesn't really matter.
Well, it matters to me. I don't think a lab scientist should be making less than a person who earns her living by saying ooh la la.
For heaven's sakes, Jack, I've been teaching French for nearly 20 years. That entitles me to extra combat pay, doesn't it, Dorothy? Dorothy?
How much more do you make?
Oh, what difference does it make? After tomorrow, I'll be gone, and you won't have my salary to kick around anymore.
Lorna, please don't. Oh, I hate it when you cry, Lorna. Lorna, they're not about to fire you.
They're not.
No, you're much too valuable. I know it's going to be Jack.
It will not. Drama and music classes are only electives. You'll go first.
Oh, yeah? What about the big bucks she's raking in?
French is très difficile to teach.
And not as difficile as science.
Well, at least I stay within my budget.
Who couldn't on a fat paycheck like yours?
Yeah! You leave my fat paycheck out of this.
Yeah!
You leave my budget out of this.
Yeah!
Besides, she's the one that's getting canned.
That was one yeah too many.
Will you listen to us? We're acting like children.
Yes, we ought to be ashamed of ourselves.
You're right. What came over me?
Lorna.
Dorothy.
Jack.
Oh, let's stay friends like this forever.
We'd have a real problem taking a bath.
Yeah, but they sure have a hard time firing one of us.
Jack, that's a great idea. Terrific. I mean, if we all stick together on this thing, we can beat it.
You mean, if one of us is fired, we all quit?
Exactly. If we all walk out, they're going to have to close down the school.
Sure. And I bet we could get the rest of the faculty members to join us, too.
That's the spirit.
Now, wait a minute. It will only work if we all stick together. You know, there's always somebody who turns chicken when they know their job is safe, and they turn to the person that's fired and say, gee, I'm awfully sorry. The school just won't be the same without you.
Not in this group. We are all for one.
And one for all.
E pluribus unum.
Liberté, égalité, fraternité.
Mersey dotes and dozy dotes.
Mr. Foley.
Well, good morning, staff.
Good morning, Mr. Foley.
I suppose you have all heard what is by now common knowledge.
Yes, and we're all very upset. We're not going to stand for it.
Funny, I thought you'd all be rejoicing.
Rejoicing? Oh, what a mean thing to say about Lorna.
Miss Cathcart is not being fired.
What a mean thing to say about Jack.
Mr. Landis is an irreplaceable member of our faculty.
Well, I'll just go pack my bags.
Mrs. Banks, your position at this school is as secure as the others. Though it is beyond my comprehension, why?
Well, then, who is getting fired?
I am.
Gene, I'm awfully sorry. The school just won't be the same without you.
I
I don't understand. Isn't your mother the chairman of the board of trustees?
Oh, she is.
Well, can't she do something to stop it?
The whole thing was her idea.
Your own mother told you she was going to fire you.
No, Elmo did.
Elmo sure gets around.
Elmo overheard my mother telling the board of directors that she was coming here today and personally fire that incompetent ninny. Who else could it be?
He has a point.
I know it's me. My mother's been calling me an incompetent ninny since I was 4.
Oh, come now, Mr. Foley. You're not the only incompetent ninny in this school.
Thank you. You all needn't look so down in the mouth. When Mother comes tomorrow, I'm sure that one of you will be chosen as my replacement.
Oh, Mr. Foley, don't even talk about being replaced.
Lorna, let him talk about it. Well, it isn't good to keep all these things bottled up inside.
Mr. Foley, you really think your replacement will come from the faculty?
Well, the board certainly won't spend the money to hire someone else when they can promote someone who is already on salary.
That does seem the practical thing to do.
I wonder just what they are looking for in a headmistress, master.
They're not only looking for someone who is qualified, but someone who has rapport with the girls.
Of course.
Yes.
Right.
I only hope this doesn't divide the faculty.
Oh, that could never happen around here.
No way.
How do too?
Well, it's the end of an era. Well, I guess I'd better go clean out my locker.
Mr. Foley, we're going to miss you.
And I'm going to miss all of you. Carry on.
So the new headmaster must have a rapport with the girls, eh?
What's more important than the girls?
Yes. We must never forget. My girls.